Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com with match number 1 with our Hardened Scales deck. Yes, we'd like to play first. This, of course, is not going to be able to keep as we will have to mulligan. And this is not bad. We'll keep this as we have a first turn Hardened Scales into a second turn guide. And I'd love to go get a Plains, but I think what we're going to, depending on our draw here, I think what we have to do is we have to pump up. Well, I don't know. This is just very, very awkward. So I'm hoping, again, that we don't have to cast the guide or we can rely on another counter. And that makes it a little bit easier because here I will put a +1/+1 counter on it. We have a 3/3 add on turn number 2, which isn't bad. Now if he goes like a Caryatid, we can attack in. But the next guide, I might actually have to go get a white source. So there is the Caryatid. So he's going to be some sort of Bees deck or Dragons deck, red-green Dragons. Inspiring Call is going to be nice. That's going to allow me to fill back up my hand. But again, we will just put a counter on it. And attack in. So not too shabby. On turn 3, we have 6 power on board. Okay, so he's Naya, probably Naya Bees. Or this could actually, there's a Defender deck going around right now which tries to use Perforos and Rally the Ancestors, but it does just look it's gonna be some sort of Naya deck. So Avatar the Resolute will be lovely. I think that's the right play, and we do attack in with both, as it'll force him to block. And he has his Morph card now. But Avatar's going to be very hard for him to deal with. He can't stoke it. I guess he can Banishing Light it. But if he puts out a Thunderbrick Regent here, it's just going to be a Deathmist Raptor is actually pretty good because now it's going to be tough for me to... So this is just a Morph deck. I'm sure that Mastery of the Unseen's in here. So we do need to find... Yuck. I think we're just going to Inspiring Call here and draw 2 cards. I mean, it ends up being a Divination, not too shabby. And unfortunately, not really anything for us. I'll attack in with both. It gives him Indestructible. I guess I could have done that instant speed. But I wanted to see what I could draw. I forgot about the Indestructibility. He's down to a 4. I can't believe he just decided to just let that go through. Yeah, I definitely should have waited till he blocked. I'm glad I did the damage there, though. So just Crater Claws 1 away. And attacks in. Yeah. That's very... He needs to save those guys back to block. I'm hoping, again, to draw into White Source here. That is not a White Source. We'll play it. But we'll Reverent Hunter. Just to get another big... guy out here, and this will force with the Deathmist Raptor to block. And he'll go down to a 1. I hope we can close out this game, but it's going to be rough. He has missed a bunch of land drops. It's really going to be... He needs to morph something down to get the Deathmist Raptor back. And, yeah, he's going to have to start chump blocking here. Come on, White Source. There isn't a lot of White Sources in here. We'll just cast another Reverent Hunter, which is going to be a 4/4, another 5/5. And then we'll attack in. And I'm sure he'll put a Caryatid in front of it. Oh, he puts the Phoenix. That's awesome. But now he's got quite a bit of mana. He's got 5 mana. I'm sure that he can throw out. But he needs 2 blockers here. So I'm happily surprised with how aggressive this, again, is. Very Hardened Scales dependent. But we might need to check out our White Sources. I'm counting Ainok Guides and the Blossoming Reese and the Winds. We have 12 ways to get White Sources. And maybe I should have just set it up with the guide. And unfortunately, doesn't that bring back the wrap? That doesn't... Oh, and it's turned face up. It comes back. Okay. Alrighty, so it could be one of the, like, the one that brings back a card. That'll be very unfortunate. There's a Blossoming Sands. Unfortunately, that's going to be coming to play tapped. But it's going to give us evasion through the high Sentinels. And let's hope this isn't a Den Protector that's morphed. Anything but a Den Protector. And it's a Rattleclaw Mystic, which brings back, but he's going to have to throw them both back. I mean, both of these are going to have to die. And he will kill a Reverent Hunter. So another mana producer down. He's back to a 1. Oh, geez. There's a Whisperwood that gives him another blocker. And that's really going to be rough. Servant of the Scales would be nice because it puts out another threat, I guess. Like, I still think he probably just wants to chump block. I don't see him wanting to kill the Whisperwood quite yet. And yeah, this is a mess, though. He could even put just the Caryatid in front of it. Yep. So there's the Caryatid. And we'll throw out the High Sentinels, which is now a 5/6. But that Whisperwood just gets so much advantage. We still have 2 cards in hand that are going to draw us cards. But he's almost to the point where he's going to start getting out of control. Especially if he can unmanifest whatever's underneath that. Okay, it was a Rattleclaw Mystic. That was probably the worst thing to be underneath for us, because that will generate him net up mana and put back in the Death Mist Raptor. But he's still got to find a way for the High Sentinels, which he needs a Crater's Claw in his hand. And if he doesn't have the Crater's Claw, I guess he might be playing the card that kills a creature with 4 or greater. Yep, I was so afraid of that happening. And here comes the Whisperwood in for 2, I'm sure. Or for 4. And unfortunately, we're just going to have to take it, and he's going to be able to manifest a card. And I'd hate to get stuck at 1. But, I mean, that was pretty unlucky they had the second Crater's Claw. And that is definitely not a card I want to see. We'll Chronicler. And this is a nice one. Tack in with both. And he'll block the Death Mist. And cool. So this works out in our favor big time because we get an Inspiring Call and gain Indestructible, gain 2 more cards. And we have another one, so far so good. He's got to have another Crater's Claw. Just 1 point of damage is all I need. And that was another Ash Cloud Phoenix that was underneath, so I'm glad that was taken care of. Don't be another Whisperwood. Oh, yuck. Yuck. An Atarka is just chilling in this deck, too. Yeah, that's probably going to do it. That's probably going to get us down to a 1. And I'm sure he splits the damage. Yeah, here, there. Yep, that's exactly how he should do it. But, yeah, now I have an 8/8. That is true. But I'm sure he'll just keep blocking with his manifested cards, and on the backswing he can do some nasty things. So it's still going to be my evasive guy. I could get my Reverent Hunter up even bigger, because he's just going to block here with his manifested card. But I think I just make another 3/3. And go with another High Sentinel, which can block a Whisperwood. Genesis Hydra for 5. Only finds a Rattleclaw Mystic, so that's not the greatest find. But it is something, again, that can't attack into with his Dragonlord Atarka. Oh, that Whisperwood. Really, really difficult to deal with. It's another Hardened Scales, which will be nice because I can attack in with both. And it puts 2 counters now. I just attack in with the Reverent Hunter. Actually, because this will put 2 counters on himself. We'll put 3 counters on himself. He'll have to block here. With the Dragonlord Atarka, and I can make him lose the Dragonlord Atarka. Unfortunately, I still can't. On the backswing, I could be in trouble. But now he's still on a... Jeez. It's an intense game. So you can do 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 actually on the backswing. So if you can actually remove the Satyr Grovedancer, I just die. So I need to worry about Crater's Claws. Another Ashcloud Phoenix would be very annoying. If this is another Dragonlord Atarka, I swear. Just a... What? He messed up. He tapped his land wrong. Whoa. Okay. He tapped for a damage instead of tapping for a colorless. 5 might have found him another Ashcloud Phoenix. Not sure if it would have or not. Okay, we'll go to the sideboard. We luck out by a player mistake. Feed Resistance actually seems very good in this matchup. Mistcutter Hydra, not so much. Collected Company, not so much. Hornet's Nest. Hornet's Nest is iffy. I'm not quite sure that Hornet's Nest is the way to go. Survivalist, I didn't see a need, or the Tactics, I didn't see a need. So, it's just weird about what do I take out. The command doesn't really fight a lot of stuff. We do have to worry about Whisperwood Elementals again. And maybe feet. I'm going to take out a High Sentinel, just keep in 1 feet. Just 1. And I'm going to submit it like this. Again, this is going to be something that we have to mess around with to see the exact cards to take in and out versus matchup. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this. It's got 3 lands. Kind of slow with the guide. Not too shabby, though. I'd love to draw into Hardened Scales, of course, or a Servant of the Scale. Another Avatars is definitely fine. We'll force and pass. Probably going to Rattleclaw or Caryatid here. He's got so much ramp in this deck. There's a Grovedancer that's going to be a little bit more powerful than a guide. But it just ends up being a Grizzly Bear. And he could go like Ashcloud Phoenix here. Yep, there's the Phoenix. So I need to keep my guys alive. I'm tempted to go guide here, but I think instead of being greedy, we just Avatar the Resolute. Because he'll just block the Grovedancer, right? You'd block with Ashcloud Phoenix to put a 2/2. So I'm just going to Avatar. And I doubt he blocks now. He just lets this go through. Ah, I didn't want him to block. I thought I could get in for some damage. But that might not be good because now we don't take damage on the backswing. And I will go guide Avatar next turn. But he is starting to get in range of some really scary stuff. There's the Death Mist Raptor. They can now block the Avatar. So maybe I go High Sentinels here. Yeah, I think that it's High Sentinels would be 5. It'll be out of range of a... Well, possibly not. Do I still just go guide Avatar? Because I can cast this the next turn. I'm just worried about a Crater's Claw. And he's just passing the turn. Again, I hope no Crater's Claw. That's what we have to avoid. Ugh, that's kind of gross. So we are going to start getting in some damage with the High Sentinels. Now, not liking these lands, of course, that I'm drawing into. And I tap my lands wrong. Whoops. Okay, that's going to mess things up a bit. But I do think we get in here for 5. But that Mastery is just going to wreak havoc. I completely spaced it with that. I need to bring in the Morph guy. I don't know why he didn't. Did he have 4 mana at the end of turn? I thought he did for the Mastery. And that's going to be brutal. And Avatar's not actually going to give me counters here either. So Atarka just might take over the game. Chronicler of Heroes. What I have to do here is I have to give him a counter. And then cast an Avatar. And now it's a 5-6. But I think I just might be too late to deal with an 8-8. But he has... Well, I guess Man is fine with Mastery. He can just keep casting things. I'm going to have to take 11 here. And I could die to a Crater's Claw. But it's the only way I'm winning is to try to aggro him out here. And actually, he can just turn up the... Next turn, he can just turn the Phoenix back up. We'll cast the Chronicler. I'll draw us a card. And that is 100% not going to do it. We'll go on to the next game. He's just going to turn up the Phoenix and then kill me. So, I'm going to bring in the Survivalist. I'm actually going to take out these Grovedancers for this game. They seem a little bit weak, and I see a little bit cluttered. And I'm going to bring in some more Feet of Resistance. And the High Sentinels actually seems very good in this. Still not sold on the Hornet's Nest. I could bring in Setessan Tactics to fight some more stuff. But he's got a Death Toucher. He's got a lot of stuff that recurs, so it's not... I don't think it's the greatest idea. And I do have Fight with the Command. So... Yeah, I'm thinking maybe even Collected Company might be good here. In a turn. But I'm going to go ahead and submit this. And hopefully we have another Hardened Scales draw. No Hardened Scales, but this is not bad. Well, ugh. I'm going to keep it, and we do need to draw into some nice cards here. We have the Inspiring Call, we have a Feat of Resistance, we have a Command. So I need like a 2-drop to put out next turn, not Avatar the Resolute, but I will if I have to. There we go, that's perfect. And the next turn I can Avatar. Puts out a Caryatid. That's tempting just to kill off the Caryatid. But I think I just need to progress the board. Yeah, I should have attacked first. Maybe I could have got in for some free damage. I do need that land horribly bad for a Chronicler. And there's the Phoenix. Fighting is kind of weird. Feat of Resistance is okay. Again, land is what I want here. That is not a land, but I think that we do play another one. Because then we can fight the following turn with a with a Dromoka's Command. Hornet's Nest is very gross. See if we can draw a land here for the Chronicler. Hardened Scales now. I could fight off... These only do 2 damage to the Hornet's Nest. And I could trample through. I think I'm just going to wait one more turn. Hardened Scales. Just pass here. But Hornet's Nest is going to be very difficult for me to deal with. Well, that is the worst thing in the world that could happen. Ugh. Yeah, so I have to sack in a Hardened Scales, and he gets a ton of insects. That's probably going to be a huge game changer here. Because now I can just start attacking with bees. And the Whisperwood. So we're going to definitely have to fight that, but it might just be too late. As he is, yeah, he will start attacking in with the bees. And I don't think it matters even if I draw a land this turn. I mean, I want to, of course, but we're going to have to... we're going to have to fight the Whisperwood. So... we do kill the Whisperwood. And he's decided to sack it in response. That's fine. Yeah, I don't see much hope to coming back from this. Guess a good... what we need to put in here is maybe like a Windstorm for the insects. Because I'm thinking the Hornet's Nest is going to give us problems for quite a time to come. So I'm down to an 8. Next turn, that means I just die to the bees. And it doesn't really matter what I draw here. There's fine there, land. This would be a little bit different if we could have... if I could cast this to start blocking the Phoenix. But... I mean, what's the... no, I just die to bees no matter what I do here. So, anyway, we'll go on to the next game. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Playing on a Budget. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Gathering Magic and check out our Playing on a Budget playlist, which contains every episode. Thanks again, and hope to see you soon.